Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 1229A BR. This is a bag of 100 metal frame silencers. They're 1229A in a BR finish, which is brown. I have one removed from the packaging, and it's brown. Now, they make it in three colors. They make the brown. They, of course, make the ubiquitous gray. And then they have a black. And just to take it out of the package and show you, here's the black. There they are. Okay. The gray is everywhere. That's for sure. I have just recently learned that they actually offer black and brown. My 25-plus year career, I've had people ask me for other colors. I says, no, that's not made. I don't know of anyone who does. Well, it turns out Trimco does. I believe that that's fairly recent in my defense. But nonetheless, if you want brown, they can do it. And I don't know of anyone else who offers any color other than brown. Now, for sure, I've had people say, hey, I need white. Okay, great. I talked to the factory. They'll take an order of 10,000 pieces. No, I need 40. So custom colors could certainly be made available, but I would think if you're an OEM and you're contacting people who are at the manufacturing level, and you can dictate the color that you want. But this is brown. So let's go over the dimensional properties of this item. It's going to have a face diameter of its pad. .505. That's meant to be half inch. 0.505. The thickness of the face of the pad I would say you're going to be right at about 0.27 inch. Pardon me, 0.17. 0.17. Overall, snout to tail, so to speak, about 0.554, maybe 0.556. 0.556. Now, the important thing would be is what is that root diameter that's in here, meaning what size hole is it going to go into. And that root diameter, I'm coming up with about 0.238. 0.238. So I would be looking for my hole size to be 0.25. If you were to look at a hollow metal technical manual, a steel door and frame technical manual, they'll define that size somewhere. I happen to know it's a 1/4 inch. So where are you going to use these? Hollow metal frames. It's the only place I've ever seen a rubber bumper or a frame silencer like this shape, and they make others. They make them for wood frames as well. They are inherently different. They don't have this conical retainer on it. It's just a straight shaft that will fit into a hole. But this one's meant to go into a hollow metal frame, and that arrowhead detail is going to keep it secured onto the frame. I've had people order these and call me and say, hey, how do I put these in? I says, well, you just pop them into the frame. Okay, well, how do I do that? Well, stick something into the hole and just pop it into the frame. Really? Okay, what should I use? Well, anyway, Trimco makes a insertion tool. This is a 1229A tool. It's not included with any of the bumpers, but you can elect to have one sent by ordering it that way. That will fit right into that hole that's down in the base. And not only is the diameter of the wire diameter of the insertion tool correct at about 0.087, but the length is nice as well because it will fit in your hand, securely in your hand, so that you can work the item in. I've had people call me and say, yeah, I keep poking through the back side of the bumper. Okay, what are you using for a tool? A paper clip? Well, no, that's too small. That's certainly going to poke through. How are you installing them in? They're just not going in. What I end up doing is I push them in on an angle, and then I kind of work them in a circular fashion to get one tip of that shoulder in, and then I can work it around, and that's how it will go. What's really key is the proper wire diameter. If you've got something that's about 0.087 or thereabouts, you're going to be in really good shape with having a tool. You might find a nail set you might have a nail set that's that size, but something in that range. What's nice about this is it's I'm going to say it's a piece of tempered steel because it's not very flexible. I'd have to exert energy to make that bend, to really bend that. And actually it feels brittle like you would see in a a finish nail, a black finish nail. Those are very small, but they're tempered, which makes them very strong. Otherwise, you would just, fold them over when you hit them. So it's a nice tool that's here. So inserting it is easier with the right tool, and you can order it that way. If you were going to order 700, 7 bags of the stuff, but only wanted 2 tools, order 2 with the tools, order 5 without. You're in good shape. That's how that would go. They do have it in the different colors we discussed. We went over the tool and the sizes. You're only going to see these, I should say, I've only ever seen them in hollow metal frames. You'd have to have a thin wall item to fit that into, because that gap that's in there is really only meant for something thin like the wall of a hollow metal frame. I would say that gap is maybe 60 thousandths of an inch. So that's basically 16 gauge. It'll fit onto a 14 gauge frame. Obviously on an 18 gauge frame it'll fit as well. It'll be a little bit loose. But in an aluminum storefront, I've never, you're not going to have this sort of bumper. The wall thickness would be too great, and plus they have their own integrated material as well. So steel frames are where you're going to see it. If you've got wood frames, you want the 12. There is a cut sheet down below this video, and that will give you the 1229B. That's the one for the wood frame. No insertion tool required for that at all. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Trimco products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I'm partial to Trimco, and it's because I like their fit and finish. The quality of their trim and auxiliary hardware is always incredibly impressive. There are times when there have been honest mistakes that they've made good on. Wrong base material of something, but they're a manufacturing company. There's going to be issues of that nature. But the point is they correct it. And it's really the initial impression when you order finished hardware from them and you say to yourself, gosh, this was made by people who know their craft. And that's the impression I get every time when I review a piece of finished hardware from Trimco. They have relatively new ownership, and that new ownership is very interested to develop their business as best as they humanly can. I've seen absolutely no slip whatsoever in fit and finish and quality and caliber of the end product. They are a manufacturer, which means they manufacture things, meaning there's a lead time. If you have the time, if the lead time is a luxury that you have, the Trimco material is well worth the wait. If you don't, there may be not much Trimco can do at all, because they do make things to order. So plan ahead, plan accordingly. They won't be the cheapest, but I would lump them into the best, is the bottom line. If you have any questions on the Trimco 1229A series of bumpers or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.